Hi everyone, welcome back to our every Sunday podcast. For this Sunday, I have a guest with me, Yella Reddy.
Hi guys.
Hi, hi Yella. So I will introduce you Yella. The first thing today, who Yella is and what is his profile and all that. Many things I've already mentioned you in the meeting description that I sent you to all. So Yella is a senior business analyst at Davy, and he is an ex Deloitte. He is an ex Trinity graduate, and he came to Dublin 2018, I guess.
2017.
2017, and then now he's working as a senior business analyst in Davy Group. Davy Group is a very large financial group based on Dublin, and it has multiple branches across the globe. Okay, so there are multiple introductions that I can have for Yella, but the best introduction that I could give to Yella is that he's a well-connected guy, very well-networked guy, and he has. I remember maybe in last October you helped a couple of people getting a job and mentorship. So he is a good mentor. I thought of taking this an opportunity to have Yella here in our podcast show to take his insights about the business analyst role, that what are the things that one should look for if he's looking for a business analyst role. So just before we go, I would like to share my screen with you to see that what is the agenda topics, what are the things that we are going to discuss it today. And I would just mention the agenda items so that we could have a fair idea that what are we going to discuss it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, anyways, so we have our agenda for today. The agenda that we have for today is, first we will talk about Yella, what is the correlation. I'll just walk you through with the agenda items,
Okay.
and then we can discuss all these things one by one.
Okay.
And viewers, you can also post your questions that we are going to take up once all our discussion is over. We are going to take your questions one by one, and Yella would be answering to them all. Okay, so we'll move on through the agenda. First, you will discuss about what is the correlation between masters in management and business analyst jobs. Those people who come here with some master of international business, masters of management, masters in entrepreneurship business, or anything. So say masters of management and business analyst job, how they are correlated, if they are
Okay.
correlated. Second thing, we would like to know that profiles such as the other profiles, if we talk about those profiles which are not of management, profiles that are related to data analysis or profiles related to digital marketing, if those people want to move into business analysis,
Okay.
can they move into, and what is the gaps they need to fill in order to move into from digital marketing or data analysis to business analyst roles.
Okay.
Next, we would like to go personally on you, that
Okay.
when you completed your masters here and when you moved into your job hunting experience, what was your experience, what are the challenges you faced? Because I've seen most of the people, they don't face a problem with talent, they face a problem with visas. People are ready to give the job, but they are not ready to sponsor the visa.
Yeah.
So I think you must have faced the same things
Yes.
in your job hunting experience. And how did you pursue your employers to sponsor your visa? This is one of the key thing I think viewers would like to listen from the horse's mouth, that how did you do that? And other thing people would like to know is, what is your interview experience? Because
Okay.
Irish way of taking the interviews is different from Indian way
Yes.
of taking the interviews.
Yes,
So what was
definitely.
your experience for business analyst role, or for as an overall interview experience?
Okay.
And the most interesting things which I would like to know personally, and people would like to know from you, is how many jobs you applied, how many jobs in which you got rejected, how many jobs you rejected after
Okay.
taking the offer. So how, I would like to talk about these data points, because these are the things very, I would say, these are very personalized to a person, and
Okay.
usually such things are not open for available over the internet or Google. You
Yeah.
can't get all these things.
Yes.
So this is something, a personalized comment I would like you to make.
Sure.
And then we'll move on to the next agenda items, that what is the real life work a business analyst actually
Okay.
does.
Okay.
What does he do? And the last thing, it is, if someone is looking for a job in data analysis, so based on his profile, what kind of salary he should look for?
Okay.
Because I understand that when we take an interview, first question they ask about your visa status for
Yes.
non-EU candidates. Second question they ask about what is your salary expectations.
Yes.
So many people lose that job, or maybe
Yes.
lose that connection with the recruiter, because they either quote the salary too high,
Yes.
or either they quote the salary too low. So what is that?
Okay.
So Yella, now I'll again move on to the actual discussions
Yeah.
that how how the masters in management, those people who are coming from India, or those people who are finishing up their graduation now in August or December or September.
Mhm.
So how the business analyst job is related to masters in management.
Okay. So usually, again, I'll introduce a bit about myself. My name is Ella. I know Raghav from for last 21 months. We did our MBA together, and even in the job search, we were together. Finding out what jobs we should be applying for and how should we attack the interviews and stuff. It's very good of Raghav to to do these sessions. I was supposed to be part of the last session, but I couldn't. But yeah, I'm here now. Masters in management, I would say masters in business, let's say all business courses,
All business courses, right?
and business analyst roles. Usually business analysis itself, it will say, you are trying to solve a business problem. It can be a technology problem, it can be a pure business problem, like replacing some of the systems, or working with some of the vendors, or building a custom solution on a Microsoft VBA, or building some BI tools, building reports on BI tools, whatever it is. I mean, the problem is not related to one single area. It can be anything. It's basically you work with stakeholders and you try to solve a problem.
So it's more like a customer facing role where you go to the customer, you are the face of the company.
Yes.
You explain what you get from the customer, and you
Yes.
explain what you have in the company.
Yes.
So it's like an interface between the customer and the company.
Yes.
Okay,
And
great.
that's one. And the
That's
other
one
one
of the
is
thing.
in-house. Like
In-house.
currently,
Okay.
I do a in-house role. I work
Mhm.
with traders. I work with asset management team. I work with corporate finance. I work with HR. So I have various stakeholders.
Okay.
Those are my customers.
Okay.
Actually, I work face to face with them day on day,
Okay.
and I work with many of them. I work on many projects.
Okay.
So a business analyst in a consulting firm may stick to one single project where they're solving one single problem for companies like EY, for clients like Davy.
Okay.
But there are in-house business analyst roles, and these are very high in number in Ireland,
Okay.
where you work in the information system department, but you work for various departments within the company.
Okay, so what I understand from you is, just in a simpler term, putting in the simplest terms to the people who are listening to us, what you learn in the masters in management, and be it management, IB, MBA, or general management or something, you learn there working in teams which are cross-cultural, cross-functional.
Yes.
You learn how to take their needs, concern, challenges,
Yes.
and you just learn there how to solve their problem. So this is something you learn on a stage gate basis in
Yes.
masters in management. The same thing you replicate in your real life experience when you get into the company.
Yes.
So it's a very much correlated role, I think.
Yes. Yes.
What you learn in your management is correlated with this.
Yes.
Okay. So Yella, coming out to my next question in that case, that I think so it's very correlated. Masters in management.
Yes.
Very much correlated with somehow
Yes.
business analyst role.
As I told, again, business analyst is a cog in the entire wheel.
It's a cog in the entire wheel.
He is
Yes.
involved with a lot of businesses, so he need to understand the business the company is operating in. Like
Okay.
just like
Okay.
if I'm working with traders, I should know what they are doing. If I'm working with corporate finance, I should know what
that is functional knowledge.
the functional knowledge.
Functional
So that's
knowledge.
again business.
Okay.
It's not that you should have good technical knowledge. It's good. It's that you need to have good
logic,
business
a good business logic, a
yes.
good business logic. Okay. So I think so those people who are coming here for masters in management, this role is quite related with them, and they should
Yes.
look for this role as one of the primary role which
Yeah,
they
definitely.
which they take for after passing out the masters in
Definitely,
management.
because there are
Okay.
a lot of roles in the market related
Because
to
I see that
analyst.
one business analyst is one of the top roles which I could see in any of the job portals. Many people hire them, and many people get hired on this.
Yes.
So this leads to the next question, Yella, that it's good that people who are doing MIM or other things, it's
Yeah.
a good fit for this. But I've seen there are many people who are doing data analytics,
Yes.
who are doing digital marketing,
Yes.
and other courses.
Yes.
Maybe in some other courses, masters in marketing or whatever.
Okay.
So if they are doing those things and somehow they want to move into business analysis role, because
Okay.
I've seen that despite many things, people sometimes do not get job in their core of the stream.
True.
So if they want to move into business analyst, what should they do in order to they could keep it as a second option?
Yes. So that's a tricky question, but the truth is, in case of such profiles where they are doing a master's in data analytics, it's really difficult to convince a company for a business analyst role. But one way of doing it is to
So Yella, just to cut you off in between, we take a profile that is IT based.
Okay.
He studied his data analytics.
Okay.
But now he's going back again business analyst.
Okay.
And there's another profile who is based off something else, doing data analytics or digital marketing. Now he wants to go into business analyst.
Okay. So for business analyst, there are two ways to convince them. One, working in projects.
Working in
projects scenario where though you are a technical guy or doing, let's say, you worked on Java development or you worked on C, you developed some software products. When you're developing some software products, you go through agile methodology, work for methodology. Having knowledge of these will definitely help them move on to business analyst roles.
Okay, so if
that's one thing. And if, let's say, they did not work in project scenario, but they should have customer facing experience. Like I worked with Deloitte on Oracle Financials consulting, so that has no relation to business analyst, but that is set up in a project scenario. Though it's a different product, different type of consulting, it required to have client facing experience. So both helped me to get into this role in Devi.
So if I would summarize what Yella has said, there are three things for those people who want to bridge into the data analytics or digital marketing and want to move into the business analyst. They need to do three things. First, they need to understand what is the SDLC, software development life cycle. They need to have an overview of that, how the software is built in, how the service is built in. You don't need to go into a details or nitty-gritties of software development, but you just need to understand what is the overview, which team works what. For example, developer team does something. When the developer team dev is go for QA, or if it goes for test, then it goes for UAT, and then it finally goes for a go live stage. So you need to understand this and at an overview level that how does a product or a project goes. That is an SDLC. Number one thing, an overview of software development. Overview, just not nitty-gritties. The other thing that Yella has said is about customer facing role. You need to be in a role of something, or you need to understand that how to talk to customers, what is that need, concern, challenges, and you need to understand the business logic. These are the two things.
These are the two things, yeah.
The other thing which Yella you said, if I'm not mistaken, you have mentioned that you need to understand that how to portray your business into the customer's face. So if you are able to manage these things well, if you are able to put all these things into your resume and you are able to talk about these three things during the interview, that shouldn't be a that great challenge towards in convincing the customers, because I think so this is all that business analyst role requires.
Yeah, one of the examples which I can give you here, I know a business analyst who became account manager in another company, and I know an account manager who became a business analyst in the other company. Actually, most of these roles, account manager or product manager or salesperson, they all have customer facing roles. They always face stakeholders. Those are all need based. So at the heart of the business analyst roles is the need.
The need, exactly.
How you understand the business need and how you're going to solve it.
How you solve it, and most importantly, how you convince people that you are going to solve it.
Yes.
Because just extending your example, in the next show, I'm trying to, talks with another guy, and the beauty of that guy is he studied finance from NUI Galway. Prior to that, he studied electronics in India. So the background was that he studied electronics in India, finance in NUI Galway, and now he's working in Promeric as a data scientist.
Yeah.
So that's a complete change. That's a complete change in three different streams. But people do it. People do it because they are able to convince people that they have the ability to do it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Yella, we are going to go for our next thing. That is, we would like to understand that when you started your job hunting experience, maybe last May or June, whatever it is. So what was the challenge you faced? Because I understand that one of the key challenge people face, the first thing, not about getting the jobs. The problem people face about getting the visa sponsorship.
Yes.
Did you face the same issue?
Definitely. If you look at my profile, I had 5 years experience in Deloitte and Oracle Financials. Though, let's say Ireland is not that good market for Oracle Financials, but there's still other ERP tools like SAP or Workday. There are many such softwares. So it should have been, the jobs are there in the market. I kept applying, but I couldn't, because they see that I'm a student in Trinity and They doubt whether I have visa sponsorship. A lot of HR I talk to later, they're not sure if 1G
Okay.
is sufficient for
Mm-hmm.
them to hire
Mm-hmm.
us. But there are some companies, which hire, like from America, they hire a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Indians. Some are like the big four, they hire Indian students, though they are on
And
1G.
that's the beauty of Irish market, I would say. The
Yeah.
large, there are it's a plethora of big size companies,
Yes.
top technology companies which are there in Ireland. So for those companies, that shouldn't be an issue.
That shouldn't be an issue. But other most of the companies which are pure, I mean, Davy did not have an issue because I was able to convince them. But earlier they would have had an issue too, right?
Okay, so there
So
were an issue in sponsoring you.
yeah, no. What I'm saying is, you need to convince them for interviews too. Sometimes,
Okay.
if you get a chance to come, usually any job you get a call first. If they shortlist you, they talk about what kind of stamp you have, everything. That call, if you are able to convince them, it's sure that you get the first interview with the company.
Okay, so in other words, what they are looking for is a qualified candidate.
Yes.
So they are in a thought process of that if they get a
Qualified quality candidate. Yeah.
quality candidate without sponsoring a visa, it's good. But if they find that this candidate is qualified, good quality candidate, they would need to sponsor visa, even they are okay with that.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, that depends upon you how you are able to convince them on that first call with them.
Okay.
You need to convince them, oh, I'm on stamp 1G. That should not stop me working for you.
Okay.
But if you find me good, you can sponsor my visa, and that doesn't cost you 1,000 quid over 2 years.
So are you saying, are you trying to maintain this fact that first impression is a very pivotal role in getting this things
Yes.
through? First
Again,
impression again.
And over phone, you're
Over
not
the
seeing
phone,
them. You're
even
not
even
seeing.
over phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Yella, it just makes me very curious when your company was not ready to, I would not say not ready, but they were not very much eager to sponsor you. What did you say to them? What did you,
Okay.
how did you convince them to sponsor you?
With
If
Davy,
you would just give some data points, or if you just give
sure.
some keynote, people would be very interested in knowing that.
Sure. I think before that, I can talk about. I would say what my interview experience has been with the companies I interviewed for. I interviewed with Deloitte,
Okay.
Netherlands. I interviewed with EY Ireland.
Okay.
I interviewed with Accenture Ireland. I interviewed with Davy.
My God.
Oh, but yeah, not many interviews, but there were few.
So it's like a rain of interviews on you.
But there were a couple of things like version 1, and there was Workday also.
Okay.
So they called me first. They took my first round interview over telephone, and they did not come back at all.
So this is another problem which I have been telling to people, that the total hiring season, that I would say, is it's not as quick as we see. You get a call, you get the first interview, then you got second interview, third interview, and finally you got the offer letter. It is not as quick as here. It takes some time, and I guess between each round there are sometimes 2 weeks of delay.
For EY, I gave my first interview in July. The second interview happened on August 22nd, the day
So
I was
July
flying
and
to
August,
India.
exactly, exactly. And even I would say my experience that EY is particularly known for delaying the things. The more the big the company is, the more delay it would take, because it is a whole machine afterwards. Yella, you can carry on from where you left.
But the good thing with, at least with Davy, was they scheduled the interview, and they scheduled all the rounds within 2 hours.
Okay.
And it was pretty straightforward. I interviewed with my current line manager, and then I interviewed with the his head, the IT head, and then the final interview was with HR, where they discussed about salary too.
Okay, so you're saying that all this happened in one day?
Within 2 hours. I went at 12:30, came out at 2:30, 2:15 actually. So that was very good with what happened with Davy, and they thought they found the right candidate for the role, and they just took me in. And then I started discussing about critical skills. And
that makes me very curious, Yella. During your interview experience, sorry, I'm jumping out to my next question. During your interview experience, how the company tried to judge you on business analysis skills?
Yes, so that's where your previous experience and your communication skills, as in the language you use in the interview, should be the language they use in their work.
Okay.
So usually, let's say I come to you for a job and you're interviewing me. I speak a language which you don't understand, but the role I applied for is the same role I worked earlier.
Okay.
You find there's a gap, and you think the candidate is not the guy for our work.
Hmm.
Let's say you are you purely, they ask me about what kind of projects you work. Are they agile? Are they waterfall? What's waterfall methodology? What's agile methodology? So I was able to give them the right answer because I had the experience.
So again, Yella,
Mm.
if and that's a key thing which everyone should listen it very carefully, because what I understand from Yella is he's talking about agile, he's talking about waterfall. So, and these are very basic things, I would
Basic
say.
things,
These are
yeah.
not nitty-gritties of any of the things, because if we talk about waterfall, agile, SDLC, those people who want to move into business analysts, if they go with all these methodologies, that how the project is delivered or the
Yeah.
SDLC life cycle, I think so they would be able to talk about their language.
Yes, but the only tricky thing here is if you do not have experience
Hmm.
and you want to get into that role, you need to. It's really difficult, I would say, because as an interviewer, he would understand that you speak the theory, you don't have any practical on it.
But what about those people who are as a Java developer or some .NET developer who have some IT experience,
Yeah.
but not as a business analyst? They have an IT experience, taking their masters, then looking for BE
So in that
roles.
case, you got a technical guy who did his masters in business areas. So he has a well laid out platform to convince the interviewer.
Well laid out. So
Be-
that's the key thing Yella is
because
mentioning. It's a well laid out.
because he's technically experienced. He worked in projects which are agile and waterfall,
Mhm.
and he has business knowledge
Okay.
where he develops his communication skills. He works in teams because all the business programs these days have a well laid out program where you work in projects, work in teams, you have roles, and you work with actual consulting projects.
Mhm.
You can definitely convince him. I mean, I
Okay.
think that's easy.
Now,
That would make them easier to do.
now a sideways question to this.
Yeah.
Some now we talked about Java and this developers. Now someone who has done marketing.
Hmm.
He is not from, I would say, development background.
Okay.
He's from marketing, or who's doing something else other than development or something.
Okay.
But he has been into roles like selling or maybe marketing or customer facing role, which is also a branch of business
Yes.
analyst. If that person learns about this overview of everything,
Okay.
how fit he would be for business analyst roles?
I would say he's definitely fit, but his role would be limited to marketing department. Like Devi, they have one business analyst, aka data analyst too, in their marketing department.
Okay.
What he does is he takes data points from his own department and he works on them.
Okay, so for the people who are listening to us and Yella, what I understand is there are multiple sorts of business analysts.
Yes, as
Some, okay, that's a keynote to everyone who are listening here. There are multiple profiles of business analysts. Some business analyst roles are core to IT development or IT projects.
yeah.
Some are core to actual business where they just learn about business challenges.
Yes.
BA could be customer facing role, but his customers could be external customers outside the company, or it could be internal customers. There is, for example, one BA who's looking for other marketing team or data team or storage team, something. So these are internal customers to him. It is not even those people who are not into BA background, they can jump into BA provided they understand the overview of the technologies and overview of the SDLC life cycle
Yes.
and the methodology how the business is run, if they are into IT business analysts. Otherwise, for other business analysts, depends upon job description. Even the people who are from marketing or sales background, they could be fit into, but that depends upon what kind of role this is. But the core business analysis is two things that I would say is not about IT business analyst but overall business analyst. You need to understand the business logic,
Yes.
what the business talks about,
Yes.
what are the customers important need, concerns and challenges.
Yes.
And most importantly, a business analyst should be a problem solver.
Yes.
So these are the, if you fulfill these 3-4 things, I think so you are fit for business analyst for some role or the other.
Yeah. And the other good thing about business analyst roles is you can get in. I mean, you are definitely in product management space. You can become a product manager, or you can become, as I said, you can become an account manager working for a software company and selling their software company through, business support, where you work with customer facing clients, get their needs, work with your implementation team to get it implemented.
So a stereotypical hierarchy, if I would say about business analyst, the role goes like someone who has joined business analyst, then he'll move like you to senior business analyst roles.
Yes.
Then he'll become a manager.
Yes.
Then he'll become a senior manager.
Oh yeah, that's one way. You know what? The beauty of business analyst is he fits into many roles. That's what I was telling you earlier too. You can be a business consultant, where process consultant. He may work for Grant and Thornton.
Grant Thornton, yes.
There are some process content. He can work in operations and strategy
Mhm.
because he was already involved in technology and operations in the role.
So
So
one of
he
the
can
key
work
things,
as
even Gilla is very much nice to clarify. Even my concept, many things upon business analyst, that most often we stereotype a business analyst role like someone who works for IT or IT related stuff, IT enabled services. But what Yella is mentioning that BA is much more than IT related stuff.
definitely,
It's all
definitely.
about business, and it depends on what sort of business they are doing in.
One of the projects I can give from my own live experience is uh, the traders department came and they wanted to replace Bloomberg terminals.
Mhm.
Okay, they had a lot of Bloomberg terminals, and it's part of cost cutting
Okay.
basically. So as a business analyst, I had to go out to the market. First thing is I had to go to the users and get their requirements,
Mhm.
and then go out into the market, select, see who are the vendors who can help me get these requirements done,
Okay.
and then talk to those vendors, have
Mhm.
training, have demonstrations to the users,
Mhm.
and then I write up the business analysis document
So it's
saying
more like operations as well,
yes, that's what it's perfectly fits into technology and operations.
technology and operations.
So you can, if you want, you can move into. I mean, I have an MBA degree, and with senior business analyst. Though it says senior business analyst, I'm actually a product manager. They do
Mhm.
not have a product manager
Okay.
title at the company.
Okay.
But so you can go into product management, you can go into account management. If you are very good, you can get into sales. You can get into process consulting. You can get
So
into
are you trying to say that it's just a toll gate for a highway, and once you move into a toll gate, you
yes.
can move into anywhere where you like?
It depends upon what you love to do.
What you love to do. Okay.
That's it. And
Great.
you need to build those certifications or build those skills to move into the direction you want to move into.
Okay. So Yella, could you give me about how many jobs did you apply for this? How many you get rejected, and how many you rejected them? Just data points.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a personal code to this too. I mean, I'm married during our MBA to my girlfriend, and that created a pressure on me. I had to get a job before I
Okay.
before I finish my MBA. So I think I applied for more than 200 jobs in Ireland, 200 jobs in India.
So you are saying you applied for 200 jobs. When you say 200 jobs, that means
More than 200 jobs. I
you
would say.
just applied on LinkedIn Irish jobs, like applying for that job.
The main website I applied was Irish Jobs. I also talked to some of the recruiters.
Okay, so main website that he used was Irish Jobs.
Irish Jobs.
Very
The thing with LinkedIn is, I mean, for me personally, I didn't get much traction. But once I joined Devi, a lot of recruiters on LinkedIn reached out to me.
So I think so that's a difference. I would
That
say
we can talk
personal
later too.
experience,
Yeah.
because my views on use of portal is different from Yella, but that depends on maybe on profiles as well.
Yes.
We guys have a different profile. So Irish Jobs worked for you, and
Irish
you
Job
applied
worked.
for 200 jobs on this portal.
On this portal, more than 200 jobs.
So I think so 200 jobs applying on a portal is not that big,
not that great
big,
number.
because
But I was
you were-
looking for specific roles.
Okay.
That created a problem for me.
And how many interviews did you get?
Within Ireland, I interviewed with EY, Accenture. I interviewed with Version One. I interviewed with Devi. I got 2 calls, but those were cut down in the start itself.
Okay.
One was with Workday.
Okay.
The other one was with another company. Wait,
No
the company
problem.
Kerry Group.
Kerry Group. So around seven
seven out
calls
of
you get,
out of 200 plus, I would say 1% conversion. I mean, 1%.
But if I would say 200 jobs is not a big thing to apply
Yes.
for, because even when you sit for half an hour, you start applying for a job, you can
Yes.
even easily apply for 10-15 jobs at least.
Yes, I agree. I
So
agree.
doing this sort of thing 10 times within a period of 1 month,
I think, I mean, my suggestion would be, if I went back a year ago, I would have started applying in January itself instead of waiting till June.
So that's a key message. Yes. So because one thing, yes, somehow even I support this, because when you start grooming yourself or for process, many things we have this in mind that we would start applying and we'll get the calls.
Yes.
It also depends on how you groom yourself, because first time when you write your resume, your first resume could never be your last resume. It would go until it goes for 8 to 10 times of edits, because when you start your resume 8 to 10 times, you have to edit the resume, and then you have to groom yourself with the kind of profile. So this whole process take around 3 months.
Yes. One more point. There's no right resume.
There's no right resume.
You'll be astonished sometimes, what resume got you job. There may be mistakes sometimes, but they even call you. It's all, sometimes luck. I don't believe in luck, but there's some other element which helps you out to get, I mean, to get you closer to the interview.
Yes, yes. Okay. So these are the jobs that you got called for. How many
Yeah.
jobs you got finally?
Finally, I got one job in India.
Let's not don't talk about
India.
India.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's
Okay.
talk about
I
Ireland.
got three, I would say, and I did not get final call from Accenture. They didn't schedule. By then,
Okay.
I joined Davy.
So you got
Four,
four
four,
calls, one take off, three calls,
three final
three final and
offers.
confirmed offers, and then you joined Davy.
Yes.
Maybe because of better benefits.
Yes, better benefits, I would say. Good salary, better benefits, and I felt the role will help me understand the Irish financial market better. And Davy as a company, it has a very good brand name in Ireland. They are the largest stockbrokers in Ireland.
Okay.
They are the largest corporate finance advisory in Ireland.
And it's in the heart of the city.
It's
so
it's 10 feet, 100 feet from my college.
Okay. So just tell me one thing. Having a college or having a study area within Dublin city, does it helps?
Definitely, I think Dublin has a lot of jobs when you compare to other counties in Ireland.
Does it helps in making networks?
Definitely, because there are a lot of events which happen in.
Because many times I've seen that people think about joining the college, which they would think about it is not as reputed as the other two college. I would refrain taking names. So they have this thing whether to take a little better college outside the Dublin or little college which is little not so better in reputation within Dublin, be it DBS or NCR or whatever it is. What do you think how it helps? Because my understanding is having a college which is in Dublin is create another opportunity for networking and all.
Definitely, and see, it's just like in any country. If you study in very good colleges, you have good network with your alumni. Though they may help, they may not help. Depends upon how you approach them. You will have good network because they be companies coming to your college talking about profiles. If you are a fresh masters, that's well and good. You can apply for a lot of graduate roles. And personally, I think even our experience, graduate roles are easy to get.
Yes, there are multiple companies, especially big companies,
They recruit, yes,
do provide
like Deloitte,
graduate roles.
KPMG, all the big four, even Google, Microsoft, Salesforce, all the companies have graduate roles, and they take a bulky number of people from to graduate roles because they pay less.
They pay less, yes,
Yes.
maybe around 30K or something.
30K. So that makes sense for them to cut costs and get the same work done with.
But they train you as well.
They train you as well.
Yeah.
And but the good thing is, if you're a fresh masters, you can start with the job, and you can, within 3 to 4 years, you can get to 50K, 60K.
Absolutely.
It completely depends upon your stamp.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So Yella, just in a quick overview, as a business analyst, what do you do? Maybe in as a quick summary.
Okay. If I go to office tomorrow morning, I have 4 projects currently running, and based on what's on table, I have some meetings which are scheduled from last week. I go through those meetings and do my work, but that's now I'll talk about the real work which I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I said, business analyst works on different kinds of projects. I'm currently running a project which is purely a report development project. I'm doing another project where we are building a new software. But I'm not a developer, but I'm running that project. I'm doing another project where we are implementing a CRM tool for a couple of departments. So that's in implementation phase now. We're already done with vendor selection. We're already done with scoping and everything.
Carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I work on many projects, and every project goes through an SDLC. And currently, I'm driving a new methodology at our place, which is a uh, hybrid between waterfall and agile. And we are using tools like Confluence for collaboration and documentation, and using Jira to track all the issues.
So Yella, just I would say maybe 1 or 2 questions more. If someone wants to go into business analyst, what sort of salary he should look for?
It depends. I was a 5-year experienced consultant in Deloitte, so I would say 5-year-old should ask for minimum 50K for a business analyst role.
Okay. So minimum. And what is a general which you would say that I would say fairly optimized salary, not as a minimum salary,
Okay.
but fairly maybe like 60K, I
Yes,
guess.
I mean, if you add with benefits, a
Mm.
5-year business analyst should be looking for something around close to 70K with benefits like
Close to seven.
pension,
Okay,
bonus.
that's a two sort of things. One is the base salary, and the other one is
Yeah,
with benefits. So if you'd say about benefits, it could be 60 plus 10, total making of
yeah,
70 with
70.
everything end to end.
Yes,
Okay.
but one observation, like from my own interviews, why I rejected EY was they came up with 48K first, and then 50K. They increased into 50K.
So it also
So
depends upon what company profile is, what
yes,
project profile is. So somewhere around, you would say 50 to 70K.
yeah, I mean, the number of years of experience, the role
Mhm.
name. I'm like, I'm a senior business analyst. So senior business analyst will be running teams and projects.
Okay.
Though the position is a simple plain one. If he's a business analyst, he can be expected.
So maybe around someone with 3 years of
3 years
experience,
of experience, I would say
40,
40K,
45, 40,
45.
45,
Yeah,
something.
5 years experience would go for a higher position. He'll be running projects, so he could be expecting 50, 55K, 60.
Okay, I would be asking you one last question, and
Yeah.
after that, I'll take the questions from people who are listening to us.
Okay.
So, would you be available to mentor some of the people for on volunteer basis?
Definitely. I actually volunteered for a college, but corner, I mean, sorry, not taking any names. There's no much traction there, but I'll be very happy to mentor people.
I see a couple of people you mentored in October and they get jobs.
Yeah.
So maybe those people who, not many, but maybe few people, if you could mentor on voluntary basis, that would be
Yeah.
really great. This is an
Yeah.
initiative that we are doing in. So anyone who wants to move into business analyst may connect with Yella. He's not on Facebook, by the way. So
Yeah.
don't search it over.
Find me on LinkedIn.
Find him on LinkedIn. Maybe a couple of people he could mentor.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, now we are going to take some questions from our viewers. Let's see what viewers are asking. Okay, so we have first question from Praveen George, and he's asking about difference between difference between data analyst, market research analyst, and business analyst, please.
It depends. It depends on company to company. I know a guy who's a data analyst. He just develop reports on Tableau.
Okay.
And market research analyst, the position I told you earlier before our meeting, there's a guy in marketing department. He does business analyst as well as he's from marketing actually. So he helps them in digital marketing, but using technical tools like ClickView and stuff. What he does is he builds reports and dashboards on the traffic on the app, mobile app, Davies mobile app, and the website. He gives some insights that where people are looking, so they redesign the website and all based on his inputs. So it's purely data driven. So you can say market research analyst. I'm not sure.
It's a completely different profile, market research analyst, because what my understanding about market research analyst, he checks about what is the market. If some company wants to launch a product in a different market, they try to see whether the market is good for those.
Like you would be looking at
what should be the pricing point, what is the consumer psychology over that. So it's a completely different profile than business analyst.
Different profile, yeah.
So next we have Aman Soni. He's saying he's have 5 years experience as a BA and he's moving to Ireland on dependent visa and he want to know the possibilities of a job. Aman, Yella may not be able to comment on the possibilities of you getting a job.
Yeah, but there are a lot of business analyst jobs.
There are a lot of jobs, and if you are already a BA, I don't think so. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, even I'm in a tricky situation. My wife is coming over on dependent visa, but she's a banker in India, so trying to.
But as he is already BA in IT, so I think so it's a very common profile. It's a very common profile which is available for jobs. So from my personal context, I think so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but you should keep applying. Come here.
Yes. So best of luck to you, Aman. And now we have Siddhesh Bhure. He having 3 years experience as IT developer and about to join UCD Smurfit Business Analytics. And he's saying, I would like to know about the opportunity.
Oh, business analytics is really good course. With 3 years, if you're doing business analytics, I think you got a lot of opportunities. You can go as a data analyst, you can go as a business analyst, you can go as a data scientist. The world is it's a good combination. It's a perfect combination for 3-year experience being a business analytics course.
Perfect. And now we have Prabhajan Singh. He's saying, hi, thanks for this amazing session. Thank you, Prabhajan. Could you please tell us right time to apply for experience hire for IT business analyst consulting jobs. Yella.
Prabhanjan, are you if you are doing course now, you should already start. You should have already started applying for the job. And if you are still at the start of the course,
One
uh,
second. He has just mentioning that he's doing masters in international management from UCD, and the course would be ending in August. He has 2 years of experience in
oh
IT
yeah,
consulting.
sorry, I missed it. But yes, you should have already started applying for the job,
You
and you
should
should
have. This
already
is you have
have
already
your
late,
resume.
Prabhajan. You are already late by now.
Mm.
So I think you should better start
Yeah.
as soon as possible.
Yep.
So Sunil Thakur is asking about how good is cloud computing from NCI. Sunil, Yella may not be the right person to talk
Mm.
about cloud computing from NCI, but based on understanding which I have, or Yella may
Mm.
could add, cloud computing is a good course and it's very much in demand. And I think so. NCI, I would not comment on this. It's a good college, okay college, I would say. But getting a job on cloud computing, NCI will not play a role. Though NCI would have a career department there, they would be able to guide you on the resume and all the other things. But understand this thing that if you graduate from cloud computing from NCI will not have a role in giving you a job or taking you a job. It's just you would have to work on your jobs based on what skills you have for cloud computing, what knowledge you have. So you would have to search a job by yourself.
One more point I can add there is, I mean, most of the companies are now moving from the server-based,
Yes.
physical server-based technologies to cloud-based technologies, and you have companies like Amazon and
Amazon Web Services have recently
EMC, Google.
increasing.
Yeah.
Just to inform you guys, Amazon has recently increased the data center over here, and he would
Yes.
be creating 2,200 jobs in next 2 years.
Yes, but we are not in a position to comment on number of jobs there. But I definitely think it's a it's a field which is growing and which has a lot of scope in future too.
Yes, but no one can comment on this that how good it is. I see that there's a lot of traction going on in cloud. So rest is on you. What kind of experience and knowledge especially you have. So Lavneet says, hi Yella and Raghav. Hi Lavneet. Uh, can you please share the additional challenges that a non-EU face while applying for jobs over EU students?
Uh,
Yella, you first.
okay.
You first today.
So the good thing is non-EU students have an advantage actually over EU students because we are technically trained. Our degrees are mostly engineering, and we have experience in IT or software development field. So that's an advantage we have. The main disadvantage will still be, the stamp, because the stamp allows us to work and search for job, but it's kind of a bit difficult to convince any company, I mean, any normal company to sponsor you or get you closer to interview, because most of the jobs are through recruitment agencies here, and the basic condition is you need to be a Stanford. So that's one thing. But for all big companies like Big Four or the Fangs of the world or any other large company here, you should not have a problem with stamp. I can't really tell what the disadvantage would be here, but maybe communication skills. One has to improve their.
That's a problem that I would say, communication wise. Indian students who have come here, they are definitely at the second stage. That is one problem. The other problem with Indian students face is the cultural differences. For example, if I would say, when we are in India, if we would say cultural, if we don't understand the cultural difference, how disastrous it could be.
Yeah.
There was a guy in India. Most times we say that fingers crossed. It means in India like a good luck, looking for a good luck. But if you come here and you say fingers crossed, they would mean it as you are telling a lie. Because here fingers crossed means when you kids do fingers crossed when they lie to their parents. So if you don't know the culture, then you say something and it's meant some other way. So cultural difference is one issue with Indian students. Communication problem is the other issue. Third thing which I see, which Yella has said, is about stamps. So these are the issues. But the keynote message which me and Yella would like to put here: jobs are not so easy here. And they are not so even so difficult. You understand, like when a ship sails into a sea waters, it is very safe at the corner of a sea, but it is not meant to be docked at the sea. It is meant to sail into the sea. So if you want to take the challenges in life, you would have to take up this challenge. You may succeed because some people go and some people grow. It depends upon what is your approach towards the jobs.
That's a good analogy there. Raghav, and the cultural differences. I did not know that fingers crossed. I never used that word, so I'm lucky there. But as Raghav said, you know, m- smart work with more time on jobs would definitely get you somewhere closer to the interviews. Once you are in the interviews, your communication skills and the way you gel with interview. See, Irish people are really good people. They are nice people. Even during interview, they're like they make you
Very
cozy and
comfortable.
comfortable. So
During interviews, it's not a stress interview that we have.
yeah,
Mostly the Irish interviews are conversational interviews. They like to understand from you.
yes,
Unlike Indian interviews where you are digged about your resume, if you have written this, what does
yes,
it mean that?
yes.
It's like more like conversational interviews. You have to be comfortable on that.
So because later when I actually started working in Devi, you're like a brotherhood there. You are just like any good friend. So they make sure that whether you are in such a comfort zone and you're doing well in that comfort zone, they think, okay, he can also do well uh,
Within
within
our
our
teams.
the culture is so good
One
there.
more thing that Lavneet has asked about non-EU candidates is uh, you would see that I'm just forgetting what example I wanted to say on that. Oh yes, one of the key things that Indian students face during the interviews is a lack of confidence. They have not been interacting with cross-cultural people or the people who are into West. So when they go for the interview, they are not confident, and the most importantly, some gurus or experts, some pseudo experts, tell them that when you are not confident in interview, smile. So the
Yeah.
problem is they are sweating and they have all the stress on their minds, and they are smiling. It looks very common for interviewer that this guy is not confident, he
Mhm.
doesn't know much, and he's still smiling. So it creates some bad impression. So you have to be confident. If you're not confident at all, show that you are not confident, but don't try to mimic a fake smile on your
Yeah.
face.
One tip which I can give, it's a costly tip. People need to pay for it, but we are not native English speakers. So do Irish. You'll be surprised. Some of the people I work with, we work in Devi. They're from parts like Donegal, Kerry, Clare,
Even Irish
Mayo,
people are not native
native
English
English
speakers.
speakers. So
Yes.
they have their own version of English, and they don't have proper grammar. So you need not struggle yourself speaking in a perfect English language, but you should have your physical presence felt in the interview, and your language needs to be fluent and flawless.
I was talking to a customer,
Hmm.
and that customer is from Dublin bus. So it was my first customer interaction, and she was telling booze, 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 and I was
Books,
booze, booze, and
that
I was
have.
thinking she's talking about booze.
Uh,
Booze is like all drinks and all. I was thinking why she's calling us booze, and then I realized that booze is actually bus. So
and it can be boss too. Sometimes in
it could be
yeah.
it could be anything. So we'll quickly take a next question from Isha. Isha is saying she has 6 years of experience and IT experience in SAP technical role. Will it be possible to move into business analyst role?
Yeah, I think so. I was not a technical role. I was doing Oracle Financials functional role, but it was easy for me. And I imagine a SAP technical role also will have same, because as a SAP technical role, she'll be working on client-facing roles definitely, and she'll be working on business technical solutions for a business problem.
And this is what is required for business analysts.
Yes.
So Isha, the good part is we have SAP as well
Yeah,
in Dublin.
SAP is a big. I mean, within the big ERP tools, SAP has a good market in
Just
Ireland because of the industrial
so it is in
industries here.
it is in City West. It has got a huge magnificent
Oh, the
office.
company here, yeah,
Yeah,
SAP
so you
is
can even
here
try
too.
for look for jobs in SAP. But currently they are not hiring Indian people at the moment because the cap is over. But by the time you would join in and you would pass out, this may be over and they would be doing the fresh hiring. Even if you don't make out to SAP, you look for other companies, or
Yeah.
maybe you will looking for some BA roles elsewhere.
The other role which I can suggest you is the solutions consultant. That's another role where I got interviews, but I did not attend them because by then I already decided on my job. So solutions consultant, they take people who did functional roles and technical roles on ERP systems, because you are like analyst there, but you are also a person who can work with the implementation team to get the development done.
Okay, all right. We have next Sunil Thakur, and he wants to know the opportunities in telecom industry. I have 8 years experience in telecom. What courses? Sunil, maybe Yella is not the right person talking about telecom.
Yeah,
Or do
no, I
you?
don't think.
So telecom is not a big here, but yeah, I would see Orange hires a lot of people. I know here, but that is something of telecom industry is not a very big industry.
But they hire for marketing roles, right?
Yes, yes, Orange and Vodafone. Oh, yes. One of the key thing is Three is the large service provider here,
Yeah.
and I've seen many openings from Three.
Yeah.
And even in the business analyst role, I'm seeing Three, and
Yes, yes.
they typically ask for telecom experience.
They typically ask for telecom
So
experience,
we
and
have Vodafone, we have Three, we have Orange. So and the other thing is, even the market is not big, the resources are also limited. So at the moment, not concretely, both of us can't say on this. It's just that you would have to come and look for. It's neither no not a yes.
yeah,
Okay, next we have okay, he's also
Amazon.
asking that which course he can opt for. Sunil,
No,
this is a completely different question, open-ended question that you have asked for, because we cannot recommend you just on the basis of 3 lines question. We can't recommend you a course for this.
and
So,
we are not sure how many courses are there. I mean, there
so
are electrical and communications
maybe what I would suggest you
courses,
is
but
you can ask the same question in Career in Ireland group, and and with your LinkedIn profile. So maybe we can answer you over there.
definitely, yeah,
So
that's
just post this question in your career in Ireland group, and we'll be able to answer that you there. And next we have Aman Soni again. He's asking, no, he's saying, thank you so much, Yella. And just to add, he would be needing sponsorship as well as from the company, or can I work once I get a job? Hopefully, I can start applying from India. Yella, you respond,
uh,
please.
so my experience. I was a master student here. So once the interview is done, once this offered me, I asked them for visa sponsorship, and they readily agreed. That was not a problem. But if you're applying from India, uh, it's uh, it's a catch-22 situation. You may get a call, you may not get a call. It completely depends. Once you get an interview call, then yeah, they are right to sponsor.
The problem which interview face, because even in my job I sometimes hire people from Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and India. Problem that you face is the hiring, I would say the visa process is very hard, very large,
Lot, yeah.
3 to 4 months at least. The other thing is, people when they get hired after offer, they sometimes reject the offer. This is
Yes.
again a problem. And the third thing is, which we face, is we have to pay the cost not for themselves, their wives, their children, their dependents, their GNIB cards. So unless the person has specialized skills, we don't hire them. So, and the most important thing is, there's a time difference. So if there is, you are in India, there's a time difference. We have to calculate the time, that what time we should call in for, and if we are calling, the person is in meeting, he calls us to call some other time. So these are some issues which makes people not to hire from India. But if the same people are inland in Ireland, then the possibility little bit grows, but the possibility really grows when you are on 1G, because then you can legally work and you are already in the on the state. So it's good. And so it's better. From India, the chances are little low of for getting a jobs, but yes, I've seen many people getting a job even from India, provided they have some special skills on the resume. Siddharth is saying hello, Yella,
Siddesh.
and Siddesh, sorry. Siddesh is saying hello, Yella, and thanks for your amazing session. Thank you so
Thanks,
much, Siddesh.
Siddesh.
This we are just trying to build up a strong Indian community in Ireland, so that you would do the same, and all the people who are getting the benefit, we expect the same, that you will carry on this chain. You will not break this chain, and carry on for the next generation of people who are coming in. This is the way you can return our debts, if in case you mean like. Okay, Priyanka next asks for, hi, I am a MSc BA currently
Interning in.
interning in profit and process management at Wayfair. I think Wayfair is still there in Ireland as well.
Yeah, it's in Ireland. She's in
Yeah.
Ireland, I guess.
Oh, okay. You are in Ireland only. And I have 4 year experience in MIS roles, LNT power transmission. And how do I frame my CV so that I got a job in Cork?
Yeah.
So that is in Cork only.
So you already worked in LNT, power transmission. It's industry, and MIS role is I assume it to be information systems role. Uh, I I do not know more about your experience, but I don't know about. There are some BA jobs in Cog. Maybe I'm not sure about that now. Can you ping me on LinkedIn
It's
so
better
that
you, yeah,
I
it's
need to
better
know
if you
your
don't.
profile more to tell you how to frame your CV. And one more tip there, costly tip. Whenever you're applying for a job, make sure that you use some of the words from the job postings in your resume, so that it'll be.
It's a very subtle, Priyanka,
Mm.
because if you use some of the words,
Words
it's
and you
good.
can't explain later,
But
that
if
will be a
you but no
problem.
no but the problem is, if the moment it goes some to a little bit more, they just seems like you have copied it from
Copied it
there.
from,
So
yeah.
you have to be very subtle in this.
So for that, I or
So Priyanka,
Raghav needs to know it.
what I would suggest you is that you connect with us offline, and we could help you. Otherwise, you can just post it in your Career in Ireland group. We have couple of CV coaches over there. They can look at your CV. All right, and then we have Sebastian. And one thing, if you're looking for a Cork is the second large city in Ireland, so it has couple of good companies like
Yeah.
Dell, even Amazon is there.
I mean,
So
our friend works in
yeah,
Force Point. The some
there
companies
are some
there too.
companies in Cork, so there is a possibility of getting a job there. Sebastian asked, can you please comment on overall review of a BA from University of Limerick? Sebastian, unfortunately, will not be able to comment on anything on the University of Limerick. Uh, I would see we have talked a lot about business analyst roles and something. I think so. Your question needs to be very much specific, that what exactly you would like to know, because University of Limerick is a good university, and there are many things that I can talk for at least 5 hours about University of Limerick. But it's better you could post your specific question, that what exactly you would like for.
Yeah, and I did not get it. Is it a job from University of Limerick, a business analyst job, or a course from University of Limerick?
I
That
think
even
so.
that's
He's
not
I
clear.
think so. He's looking for a course review.
Oh, okay.
Prabjan Singh again. Hey Ella, thanks for answering all these questions.
Thanks, Prabhajan.
Okay, and he doesn't say thanks to me, but anyways, I'm taking it. Yella is me. We are a unit now. Anyways, joking, Prabhajan, and we have now Kushal Kumar. Do experience role open up in June and month ahead? Kushal, these experience role. Yella, you are free to answer anytime. You
Yeah,
can interrupt in between.
that's fine. Yeah, you go ahead.
So Kushal, experience role open up throughout the market. It's just that the graduate role opens from October onwards.
Yes.
So those people who are coming in September, they should not look for graduate roles somewhere in May or June. They should look for the graduate roles from September, from October and November onwards, because by January the graduate roles, I think so, they stops. For seasoned role, that is the experienced roles, you can apply throughout whenever you are available.
Yeah, one more point there. For graduate roles, there are a lot of graduate fairs at the start of the year. When I say start of the year, it's September. It's always good to do a September to August course rather than doing a January to December course, because you miss out on a lot of graduate roles.
Yes.
That's one thing.
Yes.
Second thing, the experienced roles, as Raghav said, they're available all through the year, and you find maximum number of them before summer,
And just
because during
yeah,
summer
yeah.
the HRs are not. Remember, we had that
Yes,
issue.
yes. So August is always the holiday season for all the
June to
recruiters.
August is actually a dry period when it comes to
Yeah.
recruitment, because our interviews were delayed because the HR was not available.
So August is in particular, I would say that people by July end or August, it's the hiring is little slow, and the same the hiring gets slow even in, I would say, in December,
December.
December
Yeah.
until mid of January.
Yeah. So December, January, June, July, August, it'll be there. It'll be a little slow, but the other months it'll be very fast and good too.
Okay, and then we have Pinak Das Gupta. Hi Pinak. With a master's in business management from Maynooth University, what role should I applying here in Ireland? My areas of interest are finance, sales, marketing, or supply chain. Pinak, this question
It's very open-ended.
is outside the periphery of Yella. I would say you can connect with me on Career in Ireland group. I will explain you the things over there. Yella is not the right person for here. What I'm trying to bring together is, I will try to bring together specialized people from specialized domain who could give you the correct and the right information about those things. So I'll keep this question for that group. Either I will answer that, or in the next couple of sessions I will have a specialized person experience in this role, and you would be listening from the horse's mouth, I would say. Okay. Prabhajan is asking experience on what tools organization most important look for PA roles. So what tools should look for?
I mean, in my current job, we use Confluence, which is an automation product. We use Jira for issue tracking. We use Defier for testing.
Mhm.
Some of the upgrades need testing, so we do smoke testing and all on that. The other thing is, it's always good to do a business analysis course certification on Udemy, or there's a CBAP, which is certification for business analysis, and what P stands for. So there's some certifications. Those certifications really will help you with getting the terminology, going through the business process modeling. So that would be it. Knowledge, as well as these three tools are the ones which we use. But there are many other tools in market, like Trello. There's yeah, I mean, in common, there's some tools, and if you it depends upon, actually it depends upon where you are going. But in general, you need to work on a issue tracking tool. You need to work on a testing tool,
or maybe Jira or something.
Like in my previous job, I worked on HPQC, the HPALM, for different things. We worked on Remedy for tickets.
We are running out of time. We'll be quickly closing this before taking 2-3 questions again. And we have Aman is saying, thank you very much for sharing your session. It helps us, giving us more job market. Thanks again. Thank you, Aman. You are always welcome. Priyanka says she will be getting in touch again. Okay, thank you. Aman Soni says he missed to mention that he will be dependent on a critical skill visa permit on his spouse, and he will be needing some sponsorship from the companies to work in Ireland. No, he will be eligible to work directly.
You will be eligible to work directly. You will get 1G, and you will be in a situation where a master's guy finishes his course, he'll also have 1G. So both are in the same boat. You can apply for jobs, you are eligible to work, and for special critical skills sponsorship, you need to convince the company during your interview.
So just before winding up, we have one comment from Malika. Yella, just to introduce you to Malika. Malika is one of our mentors in the Career in Ireland group. She was supposed to give a session on biopharma sciences, but she missed out for reasons best known to her. And she says that she would like to mention that going forward, discuss on life size domain sometimes. Thanks for conducting this session. Helped a lot of problems from many people. So Malika, thank you so much. And unfortunately, you couldn't join us last time for the session on biopharma sciences. I would expect that in coming days, you will be able to take out some time to share your expertise on biopharma and sciences to people, to gain them knowledge, and we would seriously be looking forward to a guru like you. Thank you so much. Pinak is saying thanks for response. Raghav, look forward to hearing from you. Yes, sure. Sebastian David is the last comment. Thanks, Raghav and Yella. I mean to say that about job in Limerick, I would be experience of 6 years, and my experience of 6 year business give an edge. Sebastian, let's connect with this. We are running out of time. We are 2 minutes over delayed. Let's connect it over offline, and we will discuss it in the career group. Last is Lavneet. Thanks for the wonderful session. Lavneet, best of luck to you. And it would be very helpful if this session would be helpful to you. Thank you so much.
Best of luck to all the guys.
Best of luck to you.
Keep applying.
Keep applying. And if in case you need some help, we are always there. Thank you so much. We are just signing off. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
We'll be connecting with next week, same time, same day. And I'll be sharing you which session we are going to be taking.
Thanks, Raghav.
Thanks, Yella, for coming over here.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. Second.